Hello, my nerdlings. If you're new here, my name is Nikki. Welcome to my channel where we get nerdy. Today, I'm going to talk about the 25 books I want to read in 2025. So, as you can see, I have a whole mess right here. These are the books. What I did was I have a spreadsheet of my entire owned library, and I did a random number generator of 1 to 565. And I did that 25 times. So I have these books here, and these are the 25 books that I would like to read by the end of this year. It's a spread. I'm gonna tell you that right now. We'll start with the mass market paperbacks. Number 1, Lord of the Rings: The Fellowship of the Ring. This is book 1. I absolutely love this movie series. Like, it was my Roman Empire when I was in middle school and high school. I love this series. I burnt out extended editions of the DVDs. Like, I had the extended editions of all 3 of them, and I watched it so much I ruined the DVDs. Okay, I fucking love this series, but I've never read it because I'm scared. I'm scared. It intimidates me. So we're gonna try it. We're gonna give it the good old college try. And if we don't get along, I'm gonna be really upset. That's book 1. Book 2, we have In Bed with a Highlander by Maya Banks. So I read Maya Banks last year. I read a different series by her. The one I read by her is just like a contemporary romance. This is a historical romance. I've never read a historical romance in this era, but I like her writing, so I figured why not try it. So here's the, it's bad. It's gonna be bad. Not bad as in like terribly written, but it's gonna be bad. Next, we have Lethal Vows by T.L. Smith and Kia Carrington Russell. I don't know what this is about. I think I got it in a book box. It says, "You don't know this yet, but you will be my wife. Sincerely, your soon-to-be husband." He thought I was his. That's what his emails indicated. He thought that because our families signed on the dotted line many years ago, the deal was done. But I ran away from that life for a reason. Little did I know he could find me. And he wasn't going to take no for an answer. Crew wanted me to be his wife, and all I wanted was him in my bed. Ooh. This one's gonna be bad too, apparently. Tell me, darling, does your significant other know about me yet? Sincerely, your book boyfriend. It's the first page. That's what the first page says. Warning. This book contains sexually explicit scenes and adult language and may be considered offensive to some readers. This book is intended for adults only. Capital ONLY. Please store your books wisely, where they cannot be accessed by underage readers. I have never had that type of warning in front of my books. Like, I get trigger warnings, or I get like, this is adult content, your discretion is advised. But never have I gotten the underaged readers warning. So, girl, what you got? Next, we have The Ones We Were Burned by Rebecca Mix. This is, let's see, I don't know, it's something about witches, I think. Monster Butcher Bloodwin. Ronka is tired of death. All she craves now is to rest. Remain in Witchix, Wild North, with the coven that raised her and hide from the horrors of her past. But when Ranka is named Bloodwind, the next treaty bride to the human prince, her coven sends her south with a single directive: kill him. Oh. Overthrow the throne and set her people free. Free, not three, free. Simple enough for a blood witch whose magic compels her to kill, except the prince is gentle, kind, and terrified of her. He doesn't want to marry Ranka. He doesn't want to be king at all. And it is his sister, the wickedly smart, infuriatingly beautiful Prince Aramas, who seems to be the real threat. When witches start turning up dead, murdered by a mysterious magical plague, and cultists begin burning innocents in the streets, Aramas stuns Ranka with an offer: set their mutual loathing aside and work together to find a cure. In return, she'll help Ranka tame her deadly magic, but Ranka's mission grows complicated when her hatred for Aramis blossoms into something more treacherous. I think we have a sapphic romance with a prince and a princess and a witch. So, that's number 4. Number 5. We have My Lucky Number 13 by Piper Rain. This is a hockey romance. Let's see. This guy has a one-night stand with a girl after he's had some terrible luck for quite a few games straight, to the point where they were suggesting on trading him. He has a one-night stand with a girl. Don't even trade names. He ends up scoring a hat trick, which is 3 goals in one game. Scores a hat trick, and now he's gonna try and track her down and bribe her so that they can repeat before every game, so he keeps on top of his hockey game, because now he's superstitious. So that's number 5. Number 6, Brutal Prince by Sophie Lark. This is first book 1 in the Brutal Birthright series. It gives me Romeo and Juliet vibes, but with Irish mafia. So, I don't want to read the back of all of these, because we got 25 books here. We do that, and we're going to be sitting here forever. Next, we have Untethered Sky by Fonda Lee, a nice little novella. From World Fantasy Award-winning author Fonda Lee comes an epic fantasy fable about the pursuit of obsession at all costs. This is really short. Why haven't I read this yet? It's only 150 pages? Could have read this in no time. And it's an arc. So, Fonda Lee, Untethered Sky. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Book 8. How to Excavate a Heart by Jake Maya Arlo. Oh, this is a Stonewall Honor author. So this is a sapphic Christmas romance. And it's going to be fun trying to not lose the steam to read this throughout the year and wait for the next holiday season. So I will probably end up reading this holiday romance and any other holiday romance in the nowhere's near the holiday season, because I don't want to lose steam on this challenge. Sorry. It is. What is it? It's 5 o'clock on a Friday night. I'm ready for bed. But anyways, this is it's Harper Teen, so this is a YA lesbian romance. YA lesbian holiday romance. Alright, I'm convinced. I might read this really soon, actually, because it sounds cute. Next, we have The Teller of Small Fortunes by Julie Leong. Tao is an immigrant fortune teller traveling between villages with just her trusty mule for company. She tells only small fortunes, whether it will hail next week, which boy the barmaid will kiss, when the cow will calve. She knows from bitter experience that big fortunes come with big consequences. This is a nice short one, too. 322 pages. So, I got this from my book bestie. That was one of my Christmas presents from her, my Advent. Now, we're on to XOXO by Axio. This is a contemporary romance that is absolutely stunning, even naked. It is signed. We have a little romance card that's signed. If I remember correctly, from when I pre-ordered this back in 2021, Jenny is a cellist, and she meets a young man named Jae-woo. He turns out to be like a K-pop idol, equivalent, like think BTS, like equivalency, like he's, if you know K-pop, like BTS, EXO, Stray Kids, ATEEZ, he is like the upcoming big guy, right? They end up having a relationship. But of course, K-pop idols are forbidden from dancing. That is a very common thing in their contracts. So XOXO is a new romance that proves chasing your dreams does not mean sacrificing your heart, from acclaimed author Axio. This is YA, so it will not be spicy. Next is probably like the most intimidating book, next to The Fellowship of the Ring. And I will tell you right now, I probably will not read this in my, like, this copy, but this is my edition of The Hunchback of Notre Dame by Victor Hugo. The Hunchback of Notre Dame was my all-time favorite Disney movie when I was younger. I burnt out 2 VHSs of it. I have pictures of me participating in, like, a 4th of July parade wearing Quasimodo and Esmeralda winter boots in the middle of fucking July. Okay? I loved that movie. I've never read the book. I've always wanted to read the book. Oops. But I'm like, she's thick, right? Really? That's... She's 614 pages. So I'm intimidated, but this is a gorgeous edition. Like, it's shiny because there's like a protective thing over it, but this is actually like paper layered on top of paper that's like lasered cut. And if you can tell, it has the Notre Dame and then Victor Hugo's name up in the clouds. I love this edition. There's other books in this exclusive edition that I want, but I haven't bought them yet. Granted, mine's broken. Seam broke. I don't know how to fix it, or I would. So there's that. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Book number 12. Oh, Sweat and Soap Volume 2. At least I'm pretty sure I haven't read this. If I start reading it and be like, oh wait, I read this, I'll read Sweat and Soap Volume 3 instead. But like, I checked my spreadsheet and I haven't read this. So this is about this young woman who has this really big insecurity about her body odor. She works at this beauty company. I can't remember in which section, but she works in the beauty works at this toiletry beauty company and buys all these scents because they're the only ones that help mask her BO, because she's like really insecure about it. This guy is their like main scent maker, if that makes sense, And he absolutely loves her pheromones. Like, they intoxicate him, kind of thing. So it's their love story. It's really cute. Number whatever we're at. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 13. Number 13. We have Scarred by Emily Henry. I just got this for Christmas, so this is probably one of the newest books on this list. This is book 2 of the Never After series. It is essentially taking the story of The Lion King, spinning it on its head, and giving it a retelling. They're humans in this, but the prince that is not in line for the throne has a nasty scar on his face and doesn't have the best relationship with his family. And when his brothers, oh, that's lovely. Hold on. There we go. And when his brother's new betrothed shows up, they have a thing instead. So, there's that. Number 14, we have The Daughter of Sparta by Claire M. Andrews. I have had the hardcover of this when it first came out for fucking ever ago, and I was still working at Barnes & Noble. Yeah, like 2021. This is about a 17-year-old girl named Daphne that has spent her entire life honing her body and mind into that of a warrior, hoping to be accepted by the unyielding people of ancient Sparta, but an unexpected encounter with the goddess Artemis upends the life she's worked so hard to build. 9 mysterious items have been stolen from Mount Olympus, and if Daphne cannot find them, the gods' waning power will fade away. The mortal world will descend into chaos, and her brother's life will be forfeit. Dun dun dun. This is book 1. I think there's 3 books in this series. There's that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Book number 15. We have Before the Sword by Gracie Lynn. An original tale in the family of flower, a bud. In the 10th moon of the rabbit begins a bloom, a flower, which will shield the son of heaven. Oh, random bookmark. Family is important to Hua Mulan. Even if her parents don't understand why she would rather ride her horse than weave, or how her notorious clumsiness can be so different from the graceful demeanor of their younger sister, Zhu. Maybe it's Zhu. Xiu. Sorry for mispronouncing names, I'm sorry. But despite their differences, Mulan has a deep love for her family, especially her sister. So when her sister is bitten by a poisonous spider, Mulan does everything she can to help, including seeking out a renowned healer. However, it quickly becomes apparent that there is more to both the mysterious spider bite and the healer than meets the eye. Okay. That sounds good. I think this is a middle grade. So that's number 15. Number 16, we have Best I Never Had by Jeannie Cho. Senior year of high school seems like an entire lifetime ago when you're an adult adjusting to real life responsibilities and real life heartache. When Hayden Marshall and Natalia Marquez run into each other on the busy streets of New York City, hundreds of miles away from their hometown, years after their high school graduation, it seems kismet is more common than either of them thought. Neither Natalia or Hayden knows if it is worth the risk to lose a friendship they didn't realize they couldn't live without, or to take a chance on something great. Okay. That sounds cute. Ooh, that is some tiny ass writing. That's some tiny ass font. Look at that. That's gonna be a bitch. Next, we have Read Between the Lines by Rachel Lacey. This is book 1, and I think a duology. The next chapter is all up to them. Will it lead to a love story or a closed book? One of them is a professional. One of them works at a bookstore. And one of them's an author. So it's how's that gonna go? But this is a lesbian romance. This is a sapphic romance. And I can't wait to read it. So much. So, Read Between the Lines. Next, this book has a different title now. So I got this from the library when they were culling their collection. This was 2019, and this was when it was still self-pub, but I think it's been picked up by traditional pubs because it has a different cover and everything. But this is called Gypsy King by Daphne Perry. It has a new title now. It's about a motorcycle, and I can't read you the synopsis because oh, wait. Hold on. We might. Thank goodness. We got it off. Okay. The former Tin Gypsy Motorcycle Club has everyone in Clifton Forge, Montana convinced they've locked their club house doors and ripped off their patches. Everyone but Bryce Ryan. There's more happening at the club's garage than muscle car restorations and Harley rebuilds. Her instincts are screaming. There's a story one she's going to tell. As the new owner of the small town's newspaper, Bryce is hungry for more than birth announcements and obituaries. When a woman is brutally killed and all signs point to the Tin Gypsies, Bryce is determined to expose the club and their leader, Kingston Slater, as the murderers. Bryce bests Dash's match for match. Disappointed, her rugged and handsome opponent turns out to be an underwhelming adversary. Secrets are exposed, truths defeat lies. Bryce is poised to win this battle in a landslide. Then Dash breaks the rules and tips the scales. One night, one kiss, and she's fighting to save more than her story. She's fighting to save her heart from the Gypsy King. Ooh. Girl gonna fall for a bad boy. Next, we have The Striker by Anna Huang. This is one of her most, I think, the most recent of her releases. This is about Asher Donovan, who is a soccer player or football player, depending where you're from. And Scarlett Dubois, who is a former prima ballerina whose career was cut short by a tragic accident. Interesting. Okay. I think this is a brother's best friend. Nope. Rival's sister. Yes. I haven't read one of those yet. And I love me some Anna Huang because she can write some spice. Let me tell you. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Book number 20. Red Sister. Mark Lawrence. I don't know when I bought this. I was born for killing. The gods made me to ruin. At the covenant of sweet mercy, girls are raised to be killers. Some have inherited old bloods which bestow upon them special talents. Sweet mercy hones its novices' skills with care. It takes 10 years to educate a Red Sister in the deadly arts of blade and fist. But even the mistresses of sword and shadow don't fully understand what they have purchased when Nona Grey is brought to their halls as a child of 8, accused of murder, but guilty of worse. Dun dun dun. She just looks like a badass, and I can't wait for that. So, that's book number 20. 21, The Christmas Escape by Sarah Morgan. This is an ARC. Do you see when I got this ARC? October 26, 2021. Is this a... Okay, so this is a friends to lovers thing. So Christy is facing a make or break marriage crisis. And her best friend Alex takes her daughter for the day so she can try and, fix her marriage with her husband. But secrets unravel and an unexpected romance shines under the northern lights. Can Christy and Alex's Christmas escape give them the courage to fight for their relationships they really want and save the precious gift of each other's friendship? I don't know. Okay. I don't know. I think we'll find out. I've had it forever. 22, The Serpent and Wings of Night by Carissa Broadbent. This is book 1 in the Nightborn duet. This is a Crowns of Nyaxia series. This is about humans and vampires. The adopted daughter of the Nightborn vampire king carved her place in a world designed to kill her. Her only chance to become something more than prey is by entering the Kajari, a legendary tournament held by the goddess of death herself. The Serpent in the Wings of Night is a tale of heart-wrenching romance, dark magic, and bloodthirsty intrigue. I can't wait to read this. Book number 23, The Daughter and the Moon Goddess by Sue Lynn Tan. This is an absolutely gorgeous book cover. I don't care what you say. I think this is beautiful. And the English, like the UK edition, gorgeous as well. An enthralling debut fantasy inspired by the legend of Chang'e, the Chinese moon goddess, in which a young woman's quest to free her mother sets her on a dangerous path and pits her against the most powerful immortal in the realm. Daughter of the Moon Goddess begins an enchanting romantic duology that weaves ancient Chinese mythology into a sweeping adventure of immortals, magic, of loss and sacrifice, where love vies with honor, dreams are fought with betrayal, and hope emerges triumphant. This is a thick book. Hold on. $4.98. So, I've had this since it came out. And I have book 2. And I have the novella. I haven't read any of them. When did you come out? 2022. So not that late to the party. Late to the party, but not that late to the party. And then, book 24. Deal with the Devil by Deborah Garland. My Pacan father is marrying me off to a cruel monster, a man who gave me a black eye the night before our wedding and then spent it with someone else. A wrong turn on my way to the church changes my life. He saw me in my gown and the bruises behind my veil. Lachlan O'Rourke, enforcer, insane, furious, and standing in the back of the church with an army ready to stop my wedding. That's all it says in the back. It's 284 pages. I think this is an Irish mafia. It's signed. I didn't know this was signed. Okay. Yep, it's an Irish mafia. I'm so excited. Okay. And then lastly, book number 25 is a holiday romance. It's called The Holiday Trap by Rowan Parrish. Let's see. Greta is in her tight-knit family town in Maine. But they can't seem to understand what it's like to be a lesbian living in such a small world. Are we serious? When an act of familial meddling goes way too far, she realizes just how desperate she needs to new space to figure out who she is. To the heart of New Orleans. Truman Belvedere's heart is crushed when he learns that his boyfriend has a secret, including a husband and a daughter. Girl. Reeling, all he wants is a place to lick his wounds far, far from Louisiana. One holiday swap that will change their life. Okay, so Greta and Truman, they gonna swap places and they gonna fall in love. Enter mutual friend and life-altering idea. Swap homes for the holidays. For one perfect month, Greta and Truman will have the chance to experience a whole new world and maybe fall in love with the partner of their dreams. But holidays must come to an end, and eventually these two transplants will have to decide, whether the love and found family they have discovered so far from home is worth fighting for. Why haven't I read this? I absolutely love a book set in Maine. I love that it's gay. Gay! As one of my students would yell at me. He's gay, so it's totally fine. He does it to me all the time. Gotta love him. This is number 25. So, like the video if you did. Comment down below, are you doing a 25 in 2025 TBR? And what are your books that are on it? Hit the subscribe button if you want to see more. And until next time, you are loved and you are valid.